essentially, yeah. Smaller pieces.
Just like a puppy or a baby.
In the wild, a sloth starts eating leaves on day 4 of their life because their mothers can only nourish them with milk for about 3 to 6 weeks. You can give him, see if he wants this piece.
And how old is this one?
5.5 months. He weighs 1.7 pounds. The one that you just saw weighs 15 pounds.
I'm always trying to bite my hand.
Yeah, don't put your hand in his mouth. Sloth's vision is horrible. Their sense of smell and hearing is
My
wonderful.
jacket maybe get pulled in my shirt or something.
Another bite of food.
You mean to set your jacket up here for you?
Oh, it's okay. We're going here.
No, don't give him one off the floor.
Oh, so cute.
Like a puppy, they gotta learn when they're young. Put your mouth on people.
Huh. He's holding it.
Mm-hmm. Does he sleep about the same amount as the other one?
Even more.
Yeah.
And he just sleeps in that basket right there.
No, this is how we move him back and forth between the house and down here. It's cold outside, we can't let him catch a breeze. So there's towels in the bottom of this basket, and then we put a towel over the top of the basket to keep the cold air from hitting him when we're moving him back and forth. But no, he does not live in a basket.
Drop it. That's what.
Grab 2 or 3 spinach leaves.
Hold on, I'm trying to get some good Spanish leaves.
Spinach.
Oh, spinach.
They have an accent sometimes though.
Spinach. Thanks.
Is this the whole thing?
Yep. It'll take him a while. I'll zoom on that.
Yes.
He is the king of cute.
Look, he's how he's holding it.
Oh.
That is awesome. I mean, how do you guys have to trim their nails?
No. So, their nails naturally wear down on the bark of the trees that they climb on. So if you saw in the enclosures, they all have the bark on them, and because it stays 50% relative humidity in there, the bark lasts a long time. He doesn't know he has the, don't put your hand in his mouth. He doesn't know he has the leaf still in his hand. There you go.
That's cute.
Oh, you can, yeah.
I'm just transfer.
Come over for me. Hey, buddy.
I don't think so. Like Linda.
Their hands latch down as they relax state. They have to put effort into opening their hand. So, you want to hold them like that. And then feed them with your other hand.
Oh.
There you go. Just be careful you don't put your fingers in his mouth. Yeah, you can take all the pictures, all the video you want.
Ooh.
Yeah, coming up here. Sloth.
It's 1916. 1619.
Most of the time you can get to the camera without unlocking it.
One what?
1 6. What is it? 16 1977. Probably would have to do it since it's my own thing. It's up my face.
Hard using someone else's.
Gosh, this thing is so freaking cute.
With the big one, we mainly do, I do a lot more talking, but with the little one, I find that people didn't hear a single word that I said anyway, so I was quiet and let you hold the sloth.
What's it doing? Is it just chilling?
Yeah,
Taking a nap.
So what do you guys do in Copper Hill, Ducktown?
She's
retired.
retired.
Oh, that's cool.
I work remote. I recruit doctors.
Oh, there you go.
The doctor pimp. Doesn't matter around the U.S.
you what?
I have a recruit doctors.
She's a headhunter / recruiter.
Mm-hmm.
I have a daughter in med school right now.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Good for her.
Where?
Oklahoma City, where it's frigidly freezing
Oh,
cold
yeah,
right now.
yeah.
What kind of doctor does she want to be?
Orthopedic surgeon.
Wow.
Nice.
I used to be in radiology.
She has been a trauma nurse for the last 6 years, and so she was thinking she wanted to be a trauma surgeon. But then as she's moving along, she finds out that trauma surgeons are general surgeons that sometimes do trauma, and she doesn't want to be a general surgeon. So now she's leaning towards orthopedic, but you know, it's only her first year of med school.
Yeah, she might change her mind.
But
It's cute.
she's the envy of the other students because the 6 years of being a trauma nurse
Oh,
has
you
got her
got
a massive
that.
leg up.
Oh, yeah.
And she's a double major, so she's just, you know, well,
Very smart.
everybody else is spending all their time studying 24 hours a day, and she's using her Thunder season tickets and
Mm-hmm.
going here and going there, going to other place,
Good for
and still
her.
crushing them all. Profile pic coming.
Ooh, going down now. So they have little teeth?
Yes, little sharp teeth.
Didn't gnaw on you at all yet?
Wasn't anything.
Yeah, they start eating leaves from day 4 of their life. So a sloth's vision is absolutely horrible. It
What is actually?
vision is
Oh, vision.
horrible. They're working primarily based on smell and hearing.
Oh,
Just turn that volume way down or off or something.
this is awesome.
So cuddly.
I know.
As long as it doesn't say visitor at gate.
It was El Paso, and the other one was something else.
Yeah.
Unless you ran out of salsa.
New York City.
I love those commercials.
What one was?
I don't guess I've seen them. I'm
Really?
thinking back to all
Yeah,
the old El Paso
Yeah,
commercials.
like
Where was it?
20 years
New
ago.
York
New York
City.
City.
yeah. I thought they were great. We got home last night and I was like, "What is this?" And so Michelle's mom is 100% Mexican. She had made fresh salsa for us.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
I was like, so yummy.
Let's go to sleep. So he just sleeps at the house?
He hangs around somebody's neck about 8 or 10 hours a day,
Really?
but he's asleep for most of that.
I mean, can you walk around with him? He just sings to you? Just walk around doing house chores and stuff and he just.
Well, the downside of being my wife is she's on the computer and the phone all the time for all the people that are calling us.
Right, right.
Upside is she has a sloth hanging with her all the time, so.
Oh, that's awesome.
You know, she's sitting at her desk doing emails and phone calls and texts and
What
whatever.
made you get into this?
Say what?
What made you get into doing this?
Oh, I was broke. No. I've loved animals for all of my life.
Visit the
And we,
rainforest a lot?
what's that?
Visit the rainforest a lot?
No, not actually. I've only been to a couple of rainforests. I'm retired from the Navy, so, you know, I've been to everywhere.
Very
But,
sure.
you're welcome. But, when we moved here, I didn't even own a dog. But I had been with horses for all of my life. And, you know, the menagerie just grew over time. And then once the camels came, it kind of turned to no limit. The only thing that we don't get now is class 1 animals. If it's inherently dangerous to people or the environment, that's a class 1 animal. We have none of those. And because we do tremendously many guest experiences out here, guest encounters, all of our animals are carefully selected based on breed, appropriateness to interact with people for that breed of animal, and specific animal. So like when I wanted to have an alpaca, alpacas are famous for spitting, so I bought 10 and I kept the one that never spit at me and got rid of the other 9. And a lot of them live in the house for a long, long time before they come down here. So there's a fennec fox that's been living in my house for about October now. And but he just did his first farm tour yesterday. Yesterday was the first time that he came out with guests. And then, you know, we'll bring him down a little more and more often until he's part of the farm tour.
Aw.
And there are animals here that are not on display that are, you know, we're just making sure they're good and calm and appropriate and they like every member of the staff, and then they can start seeing people. And, you know, it's about comfort of the animal and safety of the people, with comfort of the animal being the primary of the two.
Great.
So all of our animals we interact with in the way that they are comfortable with. So like you saw Flash, he's been here 3.5 years, no one has ever held him because he'll be face to face with me, he takes his hands all over my hair, he rubs up against me, but he's never made any move to move on to my body. So that means it's not something he wants to do, and that's fine.
Right.
And like this morning, we were late, he was done, okay, well, you know, it is what it is. No harm, no foul.
Right.
And this food that he didn't eat for his breakfast, this will go in there. He's not gonna miss any of his food because his encounter didn't go right. And like, we have 2 baby calves up in the barn right now. Calves, not calves, but there's 2 baby calves up in the barn right now that are between 4 and, one is 4 days old. Not 5 days old, one is 11 days old. And now that they like to take their bottles from every member of the staff, there will start to be baby cow bottle feeding here. And we have baby goats coming next week. Baby goats always love everybody. And so that'll be for the baby goat bottle feeding. And then we'll get baby lambs at some point. Baby lambs always love everybody, so those. And we might start an event for just go around and bottle feed all of the babies. That, you know, that's something cool that people
That'd be
like to do.
awesome. Oh, yeah, yeah.
And the sloth encounter is obviously the hardest thing to book because we only do 2 encounters with each sloth each day, and it doesn't matter that there's 50 people waiting to pay me to see a sloth. That's all that they do.
That's awesome.
And then Horse riding, we just opened that to non-lodging guests because I have more people working in the horse barn right now. My horses are bored and lazy.
Ah.
And our farm tours, we're kind of toying with the idea of rebranding as a zoo. I haven't 100% decided because to me a zoo is a crowded place with a lot of people and not so many animals.
Right,
That, you know, there's an animal somewhere in that enclosure and maybe you'll see it.
Mhm.
Here, there's not so many animals and a lot of people, I mean, not so many people and a lot of animals. And all of our animals are up close, personal, see them, touch them, pet them, hold them. So, you know, it's different here. But, you know, when you're scrolling down the website and you see farm tour and animal encounter, you're like, well, I've already seen a sheep and a pig and a goat, so no.
Right.
But they don't read that it's, and a camel and a llama and alpacas and
Right.
hedgehogs and micro squirrels and sugar gliders and coatimundis.
Micro squirrels?
And, yeah,
Those like super small squirrels.
this big.
What?
Yeah, that's in between what we were doing just now and what we're doing right now. What we were doing before, and what he just went down there to do a live on tiny baby micro squirrels that are this big. That one of the mamas just had 6 of them, and
Oh.
they are like, you know, pinkies. But yeah, scroll through our Facebook and TikTok videos. We get, I don't know why, we get thousands of people on lives, but nobody ever clicks over to look at the videos we post. We post cool or funny or educational videos like every day. And
Never
we
know.
have 100,000 followers and we'll get like 1,000 views on them. I don't understand that. It seems like if people follow it, it's because they want to see what you have to show.
Right.
But if you don't click on the page, you don't ever see that there's like, you know, 1,000 cool videos there. And once in a while when one blows up, you know, it'll have a couple million views on one video. But most of the time we post videos that are every bit as cool as the ones that get millions of views and, you know, 2,000 people will see it. Can't figure that out. The one that went the biggest was on Facebook. That one had 38 million people that looked at somebody
Really?
holding a sloth, yeah. Which is what we do every day. But you know, just that one, for whatever reason, triggered whatever the algorithm is, and there you go.
Everybody's enamored by sloths.
Yeah. Well, and our sloths specifically, because our sloths are not like other sloths are. So, if you go to a lot of places to see sloths, they are not remotely like this because they're showing you animals that were taken from the rainforest,
Oh,
and that is a very, very, very different thing.
So he's posing for you.
I know.
All right, little buddy. Oops. Oh, dropped it. Didn't do that. Those little noises he makes. All right, buddy.
You have time?
His eyes look like they've got a haze over him. Is that just because he's a baby?
His eyes are super constricted, even in this level of light. A sloth is only seeing shapes and shadows. That's why it's so dark in here, just for the comfort of the animal. In bright daylight, they would be completely blind. At nighttime, they do see better, but they always see poorly. The structure of their eyes is rod monochromacy, which means mono, only rod cells. Chromatic. So they only have rod cells, no cone cells, so they
You got
never
that.
have color vision.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, their core strength is crazy.
Yes, so.
He is a super cute little animal.
This one's precious.
Was it worth the drive and sitting behind the red semi?
Yes.
I have never, I've been down here for 3 years, I've never, ever,
Got stuck like that.
no, ever.
You must not drive that way all that often.
We
No,
kept thinking,
not that
I
often.
finally got up and walked to a truck
I
down.
don't have to
When
do it every
I-40
day.
was broken hard for a long time, that was like every day for a long time.
After the hurricane?
Yeah.
Yeah. I've been,
Anybody